Model had lost 26 divisions and 300,000 men, leaving him without any choice but to retreat Army Group Center back to Poland. Model started to restore Army Group Center lines by first rebuilding its flanks, using the relatively intact Second Army to build a line anchored on Brest-Litov, while 4th Panzer Army stepped northwards to become its right flank. The OKH transferred several divisions from Ukraine and Estonia to help protect East Prussia, but the reinforcement drawn from the flanking army groups proved to be problematic as well when the Stavka unleashed major offensives on these fronts. By mid-July, the Second Baltic Front was pushing back 16th Army on Heavy's Grupper north right flank, and the First Ukrainian Front had begun the Lwów-Sandomierz offensive against Heavy's Grupper North Ukraine. Although the 4th Panzer Army mounted a tough defense, the 1st Ukrainian Front overwhelmed it and captured Lwów on 27 July, then pushed on towards the Vistula. In central Poland, Model had rebuilt a very thin continuous front by 17 July, but Rokossovsky's 1st Belarusian front still had plenty of fight left in it. Rokossovsky massed 3 armies against the 4th Panzer Army position near Kovel and blasted a 80-kilometer wide hole in their line. To the gap near Kovel, Rokossovsky pushed the 2nd Tank Army through with orders to advance northwest towards Warsaw. Simultaneously, Rokossovsky began enveloping the 2nd Army position at Brest, threatening to encircle 8 more divisions. By 23 July, Heavy's Grupper middle front was broken once again, with a 95-kilometer wide gap between the 4th Panzer Army and the 2nd Army. With nothing left in their way, the Soviet 2nd Tank Army marched 120 kilometers through the flat Polish countryside in 3 days and gained a beachhead across the Vistula at Magnusiu. By 28 July, Rokossovsky's 2nd Tank Army was on the outskirts of Warsaw and Brest had fallen, but the Soviet offensive was running out of steam. Having advanced 565 kilometers in the past 5 weeks, the Soviet spearheads had outrun their supplies and air support. Furthermore, the forefront involved in Operation Bagration had suffered 765,000 casualties in this period and lost 4,000 tanks. In contrast, the German supply situation improved as they fell back towards Warsaw. By late July, the OKH was directing a steady stream of reinforcement to Model, including the 4th SS Panzer Corps, which consists of the Wittgen and Totenkopf Panzer divisions. The Forschjägers, Forschsmy Panzer Division Hermann Göring from Italy, and the 19th Panzer Division from Holland. Model massed these panzer units for a mass counter-attack against the 2nd Tank Army outside Warsaw from 31 July to 5 August. Although one Soviet tank corps was badly mangled and the 2nd Tank Army was pushed back 19 kilometers, the German counter-attack failed to inflict a decisive defeat on Rokossovsky's front. Despite the apparently hopeless situation on the Eastern Front, the Polish Home Army and Stalin came to Model's rescue. When the Polish Home Army rose in revolt against the German garrison in Warsaw on 1st August and seized part of the city, Stalin made the political decision to suspend offensive operation in central Poland so that the Germans could eliminate the Polish resistance. Despite the fact that Model troops were indeed on the ropes, Stalin pulled the Second Tank Army back from Warsaw to refit, and the rest of Rokossovsky front contented itself with slowly pushing the Second Army back to the river Naru. Model was astounded by Rokossovsky's switch in tactics, but seized upon the lull in operations to rebuild Heavy's grouper middle, leaving the reduction of the Polish home army in Warsaw to the SS. Model transferred two panzer divisions to counterattack the minuscule bridgehead and used the 4th SS Panzer Corps to stitch up holes in his line north of Warsaw. The OKH sent Model 12 of the Wave 29 Volksgrenadier divisions, which he used to rebuild his shattered armies. Amazingly, by mid-August, Model had built a new, stronger line along the Vistula-Naru front, which would hold for the next 5 months. Model had not done anything brilliant. His main accomplishment were not losing his head, displaying a ruthless willingness to sacrifice blocking units to buy time, and demonstrating the ability needed to seize fleeting opportunities. For his accomplishment in restoring the front in central Poland, Model was called to Hitler's the headquarters on 15 August 1944, where he was awarded the Third Reich's highest award, the Knight's Cross with oak leaves, swords, and diamonds.